Hello YouTube, it's your perfume principal. I cannot believe it's already the last Monday in April. I can't believe it. It's already May. So guys, you know the last month in April, or the last Monday of each month rather, is dedicated to my Maturation update or Maturation update. So we're going to talk about two perfumes today that I pretty much worn for the month of April. But before we get started, just stop for a moment. If you are new to my channel, stop, stay a while so I can get to know you while you get to know me. If you're a returning subby, come on in. You guys already know what time it is. Get your drink, get your jug of water, get whatever, and let's get this show on the road. So to our newbies, just a little bit about this channel. So this channel is dedicated to me helping you and you helping me to find that perfect scent sillage. So guys, by now, if you know, you know. If you don't know, listen up. That scent sillage is that walk-by scent that has heads turned into the right, heads turned into the left. That walk-by scent, they're like, wait a second, the perfume principal has to be around because I smell her. The fragrance of her, I smell her. So on this channel, we're working together to help you find the perfect scent sillage for you and me to continue to find additional sillages for me. But on this channel, we dig a little bit deeper because yes, it's great to leave a fragrance trail, but in life in general, what trail are you leaving behind? When you leave a room, what impact have you left on people? What disappointment? Because leaving a trail of life could be a trail of discouragement or a trail of encouragement. It goes back to fragrance. A fragrance trail could be intoxicatingly powerful or intoxicatingly stifling. So on this channel, we think about what we allow our eyes to see, our ears to hear, our mind to absorb, our heart to absorb, and so forth and so on. We are known by our fruit, guys. What fruit are you bearing? And I've often said it. You can't be a plum tree and then bear strawberries because those are two totally different opposite things. But guys, if that interests you, just stay where you are, get to know me while I get to know you. So we have two scents today, like I said, that we're going to be talking about, a maturation update. And the first one, I feel like I should know this by heart now. The first one has top notes of lychee, bergamot, pink pepper, has heart notes of orris. And for you guys who are new to this, orris is a powdery note. So orris and iris gives off the same powdery vibe. Even heliotrope kind of gives off a kind of a powdery vibe sometimes also. Then we have for the base notes praline, which is very sweet, sandalwood, which tames the sweetness down, and then we have ambroxan. So if you guys have been with me on my TikTok channel and or YouTube, you guys will know that the first fragrance I'm talking about, and I had to stop using this one. Usually I do a fragrance for the month and use that every day for the month, and then do layer in different combinations for each week. But this one was, guys, look, after 2 weeks. So I was like, ooh, let me just slow down. So this is Maleka by Club de Nuit by the House of Armath. I should say it's in the Club de Nuit line by the House of Armath. One little spray, I'm not trying to waste them now. Because I know how this smells. You smell off bat the lychee note. Does it have a rose note in it? It does not. But that lychee note sometimes presents like a rose note, even sometimes like a black currant note or a peony note at times. This is just great. And if you guys have been watching me, you know in my nose, this smells like a Delina Ist family with Carolina Herrera Good Girl, very good girl, and a dab of Le Charmant Eclatant by the House of Maison Alhambra. When I first smelled it a year ago, that is what I got, and I'm still getting it. So longevity to this one, if I had to rate the longevity meter on a 10, I would say longevity is right around a 7. So, you know, it becomes a skin scent on my body after maybe 5 hours. Then it kind of dissipates and so forth and so on. So that's why you have to layer it. So of course, we know with the layering, you start off in the shower. You could find a lychee scented body wash or a rose scented body wash or just a regular body wash, right? So because of the I know that Sand and Fog has a lot of oils I could use. One that I used with this one was berries and cream and amber bloom, also to highlight that rose note, well, the smell of a rose, because it doesn't have a rose note. But I know that Sand and Fog has a lychee something, a lychee dream or something of that sort that will work very well with this. Because I don't have a lychee scented lotion or anything, I used a lotion for the most time, every day really, that I used the Maleka. That was very, very good. It went well with it. And it was this one from Bath and Body Works. It has top notes of raspberry nectar, mid notes of iris petal. So remember, guys, the powderness of the orris and now the powderness of the iris, and then the base note of airy vanilla. Okay, so that is Butterfly by Bath and Body Works. That one worked very, very, very well with that one. So now just imagine you're getting out of the shower, you're dampening your skin. Some people put their oil on first. I used to, until a content creator was like, oh, no, you need to put the oil on afterwards. But honestly, do what suits you best. Sometimes I put the oil on before, then I put the lotion on, then I put on oil again. So do what works for you and your body. All right. So another Bath and Body Works scent. This is my second tube of this one. It smells so yummy. That goes with this one. The writing is pretty bad. It has blush raspberry. I can't see all the notes. The writing is contrasting with my eyes. Fragrance notes. It has blush raspberry. I could see sugar crystals and whipped musk. Whipped musk. So that's what that one has. And this one, guys, is sweetest song. This one is very good. Hence why this is my second tube. This one, that raspberry note will mesh well with the lychee note in Maleka. And the last one for the Maleka combination that I use lotion wise has bright red berries, rose petals, and sultry woods. And this one is no other than Madame Mystique. Madame Mystique is said to be a smell-alike of YSL's Mont Paris. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it really is. Wow. Of Mont Paris. So those are just some of the combinations that could go with it. Now, some of the body sprays that I use, if you have any of the raspberry, the sweetest song, or the Madame Mystique, if you have those body splashes, those will go well. One that I use a lot of, as you could tell by the dent, because this is not even a month old, is Vanilla Mischief by the House of Bodycology Deluxe Collection. This is a smell-alike of Tom Ford Vanilla. And then I use this one by Orientica. What is it called? Royal Amber. This is another one, guys. You could get this at the rack store. I had got it at the rack store for 10 bucks. See, right there, for 10 bucks. I thought it was $12.99. So those are just some of the pre-layering combinations that you could put on. So once you have your base on, so your base, like I said, could consist of your lotion, your body oil, your body splash. That's my base. That's my base every day. And 90% of the time it's lotion, body oil, and then body splash. I'll let that dry down. And then I'm just going to give you guys maybe 10 layering combinations that you could use with Maleka. All right, so Maleka could go with Yara Elixir, or Yara Candy. All of those have a sweet, some type of sweet notes in it. Heliotrope, vanilla, strawberry fizz. They have something that's sweet that attracts to the lychee. So that will work out very, very well with that. Okay, and because it does have that Carolina Herrera Very Good Girl smell to it, I would also could use it with a rose note. So a light rose to use with it that works well is Pose as Rose by Fragrance World, Rose 01 by the House of Swiss Arabia. Noble Blush will add definitely some depth and dimension to it because it is a rich, milky, creamy, just a rich, milky, creamy with that rose milk fragrance. So it will definitely add some depth to it. It'll be like eating like a lychee, what is it, the little gummy things. Mostly know them in Asian countries like the Philippines and stuff. My sister-in-law is Filipino, so I can talk. And you know, so have that in there with some condensed milk. That's just the smell that you will get from that. Another good one, of course, we said Very Good Girl by Carolina Herrera. And then, of course, Hayati Florence by Lattafa, because those are a smell alike of that. Now, if we wanted to even bring it for date night, we could do Oud Satin Mood by the House of Mason Francis Kirkjohn, or we could do any of the smell alikes of Oud Satin Mood. And I always tell you guys that a lychee and a rose note together with something with lemon, an essence of lemon, will go very well with this. So of course, because of a nice lemon note, we could do Shahor Elixir, Devotion by D&G. We could do Victoria by the House of Lattafa. And one that is chef's kiss is Empire Victor by the House of Carrelage. So those are just a few layering combinations. If we wanted to go a little bit further and say, well, let's get something to highlight the praline note, of course, what do you call it? Kamra by Lattafa, Kamra Kawa by Lattafa, even Kamra Dukan all have the praline note. And Tonka, what is it? Australia's Tonka Gold could be used because it's in that similar family. So any of those ones that are similar to that. If we wanted to highlight the Oris note, something with a little powdery, we could use Sour Vanille Blanc with that one because of the powderiness and the whipped cream. We could use Cream of Clouds by Fragrance World, I believe, because that has a whipped cream note. We could use Dama Bianca by Xerjoff, and any inspiration of Dama Bianca like Genou Noir by the House of Al Armain, and what is the other one? Feora by the House of Paris Corner. All right, so that's one down, guys. Thank you so much for being attentive. So now we're going to go on to the second selection that I used for the month of April to give you guys just a smell, give you guys an update of how this matured. All right, so this one has top notes of lemon, fig, and pink pepper, has heart notes of whipped cream, rose, and jasmine, has base notes of fig milk, white musk, and cedarwood. All right, so this is no other than Fig Hug. What is it? What is it? Well, I can't see it right. Perseveron. I can't pronounce it. Perseveron. Sorry, I had to look at the writing. I couldn't see the small thing. Perseveron Fig Hug. That was just like this. I got this one off of a deal where it was like 2 from Aroma Concepts for like 2 for $39. So I was like, let me support and try it out. So I got 2 fragrances that I was not used to. Fig Hug, first sniff blew me away. Right at the top notes, you smell, it's lemon. You smell the citrusness of the lemon, but to me, it's more like a lemon, kind of like even a mandarin orange. I guess those top notes gives that. You smell the fig milk, but it's such an effervescent smell. It's such a great summer. I could see this working very well in the summer, and it's so yummy. This was one of my layering combinations that I wore with Fig Hug because I wanted to highlight the fig note, the rose note, and the lemon note. So here are 3 different lotions to highlight those notes. We have Covered in Roses by Bath & Body Works with Ruby Berries, Sugared Rose Buds, and Blush Amber. And guys, I wore the 3 of them together and it was chef's kiss. What is this one? Guilty as Fig has top notes of fig nectar, lush jasmine, and creamy musk. So they both have musk in it. They both have jasmine in it, the fragrance as well as the lotion. And then, of course, one of my favorites of all time is Loyal to You, a smell alike of devotion. Has sweet lemon blossom, orange flower, and vanilla marshmallow. I didn't think I ever noticed it had vanilla marshmallow. I should have been sold by that. I should have known that. So I put the 3 of those together, and the oil that I used that day was Amber Bloom. And like I said, Amber Bloom is like a Rose Delina-ish smell alike to me. So that's what I use as oil, and I mixed it the same day with the lemon sugar. And then other days I wore them separately, but so forth and so on, just depending on what you want to highlight. So some of the combinations that will go with Perseveron Fig Hug, we have Indomitable. Now, Indomitable is by Paris Corner. A lot of people say that smells like a creamsicle, and then some people say it smells like a Fanta soda. However your nose thinks it smells very citrusy and it's very orange forward. So add those two citruses together. Boom, boom, boom. You're going to get it. Then Gentle Gold. This one does not have a vanilla note, but the whipped cream is milky and creamy, and then the fig milk and then the white musk all give off that creamy richness like a vanilla. So, even with Gentle Gold, it has that juniper note in it. So the juniper and the lemon and the fig will go very well together. And the same thing, another one that's a smell-alike of Gentle Gold or Gentle Fluidity Gold is Amazonia Sierra by Australia. All right, so let's continue on just to highlight some more of the lemon notes. We could do Avery, the Sapphire, the blue bottle one. That's very lemony. While we're on lemon, Shahor Elixir will go well with this. By Shahor Elixir is by Al Absar. Then we have Floral Dedication by Volare. That one will go very well with it. And to add just a little depth to it, a little bit more richness to this one, you can definitely try it with Empire Victor, because that is like a dense lemon cake with fig and lemon. You could just imagine it with a dollop of whipped cream on top. So definitely you could try that with what did I just say? Empire Victor. All right, as we continue on, because of the whipped cream note, you think of whipped cream, sometimes marshmallows will go with that, and then even with the lotion, it has the note of the marshmallow in there. So I could try any of the marshmallow, the Kayali's Yum Bougie Marshmallow, and any of the smell-alikes that go with that, like Shams Al Emirat, the pink one, the Marshmallow Blush. So there are a variety. Candy Cloud Candy by Cuddlage that you could try with this. Another very, very citrus one you could try is by La Falcone. Thuc. You could try that one. That one's very good. And let me think with the fig. So of course we know a clear one with a fig note is Liam Gray by the House of Lattafa. Definitely try that one. Fig on Fig. Another fig on fig is Mayor Intense Natural Intense by Lattafa. That would add lightness to the Fig Hug. And another one with fig, guys, if you're familiar with the House of Dossier, they have a woody sage with a reminiscent of sea sage. What is this? Wood sage and sea salt. Wood sage and sea salt. I think so, by Joe Malone. All right, so those are just some of the notes, guys, that could go with it. The fig, what do you call it? It's said to be a smell-alike of Aqua de Parma Blue or Fig Porn by the House of Born to Stand Out. All right, that's just from Fragrantica. So what would I rate it right now? So Malika was about a 7. So the reason why I rated the Malika a 7 is, like I said, maybe 4 to 5 hours, and then it becomes a skin scent. Well, it's kind of not going to say the same with the Fig Hug, but I would rate the Fig Hug a 7. The smell offset is beautiful, but after about your 4 to 5 hour mark, you could decant it and reapply. But when I wore it with the Noble Blush and Victoria. That was my first time wearing the Fig Hug. I paired it with Victoria by the House of Lattafa, and what was the other one I just said? Victoria and Noble Blush. And I could still smell it on me after my 8-hour day, but the one that took over the smell was the Noble Blush. So it was more like, oh, was this a Noble Blush with hints of lemon? So it was good. But guys, either way, this whole maturation process, at the end of the day, usually when I'm almost at the end, it gets really, really good. It's like, oh my gosh, I have to get another bottle and just let it wait. But guys, in life, we're going to have to learn to be patient when it comes to certain situations. We're going to have to learn to be mature. We're going to have to learn to sit and marinate or macerate on a situation and ask God for guidance. Because sometimes when we abruptly try to do something and not take it to God, not bring the problem or the circumstance to God, guys, we're not going to get the glory. Remember, the glory is not ours. The glory belongs to God. So in life, we are going to be faced with so many situations. Just in my job, in my daily living, I see so many situations that I'm just like, wow, just wowed about. But I've learned to just be still and be content, because he didn't give us the burdens to carry. And like Paul said, we need to boast. What is it? I can't think of it. I don't have the Bible from, but we need to boast like in when things aren't going right, because God's going to fix it. But that's when we have to give trust and let it go. We're going to have to boast. So boast when this happens. Boast when that happens, because you know it's God's. He has set it up. It's part of his plan. But sometimes we try to let us be the master of our life, the master of our plan. Guys, that's not why we're here. This whole life that we are living is to edify and to lift him up. So it's like we need to boast. I'll say it if I could figure out in the edits, I'll put it. We need to boast in those times that are hard, because we need to know that the burdens are not ours to carry. The burdens are not ours to carry. And we got to keep saying that to God. Like, you said you got me. You said you got me, God. So get me. You said it, not me. You said it. But guys, that's just a little bit about the maturation process of fragrances that are pretty darn good. So thank you so much for joining my channel today, the last Monday in April. And guys, remember, your purpose is bigger than you will ever know. Take care. One love. Stay smelling sweet.